What is happening? Welcome to a whole nother episode of...
I'm gonna just follow along.
Welcome to Way Up, guys.
I just want to take a moment before we get to this to just honor a legend. Gail, you have been near and dear to our hearts for years.
Lewis.
The amount of years you put into Walmart, rolling back prices, rolling back individuals from stealing from your store.
Yup.
You dropped back like Champ Bailey and Deion Sanders of the 90s and made tackles like Ray Lewis. You scanned faster than Michael Vick in the fourth quarter. We salute you in your service. Today is the day we honor you on the Way Up podcast. Let's shout out Gail Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis.
Now, welcome back to another episode of Way Up. Welcome back, man. I'm excited for today. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for today, too. We got a special guest today.
It's not Gail, sorry, guys.
No, it's not Gail. Bro, we need to make that happen. We need to make that happen. Okay, whoever has connections to Gail Lewis, let us know. We will fly out over there.
Facts.
Bro, I will. We're flying out to wherever she's at. If it's inside a Walmart,
Imagine.
bro.
That'd be a good
They would have to add both of you to the Walmart Hall of Fame.
Back. Bro, do it. Or kick us out. Either way, I'll take it.
But guys, man, we have a legend here in the building,
Yeah,
man. We
appreciate it.
have an artist here that is upcoming. He is rising. He's not even upcoming. He's already here. He just keep going. We just keep going because the only way is up. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Lyrical Levi. Come on, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Oh, wait.
Blessing to be here.
Oh, okay, double.
Yeah.
Lyrical Levi.
My boy Levi.
Appreciate it,
man.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Hey, thank you for being here today.
Of course,
I know
thanks
you
for
had a
having
long
me.
drive from Los Angeles. I'm sorry. I
I'm coming from the IE.
Hell yeah,
What city you say
like
that?
us, man.
Rancho
He don't know
Cucamonga.
about that.
Are you in Rancho? Okay.
Yeah.
He don't know about that life, you know.
I'm still doing it.
Yeah, man. Drive wasn't too crazy, like an hour 30, so we was chilling.
Hour 30,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
hour 30 is, you know, Hollywood, California. Crazy. Man. How's everything though, man?
Everything's been good, man. It's a blessing to be here. Thanks for having me.
Gotcha.
Things is going good.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you doing ministry or you doing anything for the Lord, really, life will throw all kinds of curveballs, ups and downs.
Absolutely.
But the Bible says, you know, take rejoice in your suffering. So we ain't even gonna talk about it. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
About everything. I'm doing
Come on,
good.
man. Vaughn, this is a cool thing, bro. Like your music is hard, but yet your lyrics are so freaking clean.
Appreciate
man.
it.
Like,
Appreciate that.
How's that process, man?
The writing process?
How's your process?
Well, I mean, okay. So if I'm going into writing a song, I definitely have like an idea already.
Okay.
Like either what I want to say or how I want it to sound. It always starts with an idea, and then from there I start talking to my producer, which his name is Abiel Music, or my little brother. He produces as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Come on.
Lil
Come
man,
on.
Yeah.
Will Prod Goodwill, also Retson. But anyway,
Yeah.
Another
shout out.
episode right now then. We're doing overtime today.
but yeah, so from there I'll start communicating what I'm envisioning, right?
Yeah.
And then once I got enough beat together where I can be like, yeah, this is at least going in the right direction, I start putting the pen on paper
Okay.
and outlining like, okay, things that I need to say. Like for example, if the song is about like, let's say forgiveness, okay, I know I need to touch on like bitterness and a resentful heart and like how forgiveness can be,
Yeah.
you know, a source of freedom. That's the things that I need to touch.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, what's metaphors for all these things? And then the creative juices start flowing, and then I start putting cadences down and then recording. That's pretty much how it goes.
Well, I don't know if he told you or not. I'm an artist myself.
Okay, what's your process?
Now, my process, where I just say what's on my mind. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like you know, I don't like to drive left, but I stay whipping right. I got my hater blockers on, but they never blocks my sight.
Okay.
I never back down, never shy from a fight. Hey, shout out to the interview, Lyrical Levi. Let's go. Bars. Let's go. Bars. Yeah, I'm not a rapper.
That was crazy. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm definitely more of a writer. Freestyling and I don't get along as well as we should. We should get along more. I definitely have to be in like a certain mind space. Right. I can't just go in. You know what I'm saying? That's something I need to work on for real. Okay. Because people be like, oh, you rap, you freestyle, and then they put me on, and I'm like, I'm about to embarrass myself.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So growing up then, how did you go from... Well, actually, let's do the origin story, bro.
Okay.
Might as well, yeah.
Born and raised.
We're already here.
Born and raised, family life. Yeah. Where'd you grow up? All that.
For sure, yeah. So I was born here in California. I was born in Chino, California. And I was raised, spent pretty much my whole life in Rancho Cucamonga. Okay. Inland Empire. My father's a pastor, so I was always raised in a Christian household. Word. I was never...
PK vibes?
Yeah, PK. I was never...
Same here.
I know, same here. Telling me. You know how it is, bro.
I already know.
Thankfully enough, because of that, I never drifted away from the Lord. Like, I was always in church. Awesome. I always had a relationship with God. Obviously, there's times when I failed, and I had seasons where, I was, less in tune with the spirit and stuff like that. But I was never, like, outside doing drugs. I was never sleeping around. I was never doing, what the world does. So, thankfully, because of that, my salvation has always been strong and intact. Right. However, I did go through seasons. So, at 4 years old, funny enough, I remember I seen a guy from our church, give his life to Christ. And then afterwards, the band's playing the music, is getting turned. Everyone's lit, jumping around like crazy. Hispanic church. Okay. So yeah,
like Spanish?
We know. Yeah, minority churches get down.
They get litty, bro.
We get down. Okay. So anyways, band's going crazy. He's jumping and dancing. I asked my mom, why is he so happy? And then she had to break it down for me, what he just did, what giving your life to Christ means. And even at 4 years old, I was like, yeah, I want to follow that. Yeah. And so she walked me down to the altar and we did it all over again. I gave my life to Christ at 4 years old.
Okay.
So then here's where the enemy starts to attack me. I'm just a baby, bro. 4 years old. Shortly after, right, still 4 years old, I'm sexually abused by my mom's stepsister. And that's where my song, I don't know if you guys have heard it, Nobody Switching comes from. Yeah. Because even at such a young age, I had just decided that I'm going to be on God's team. And the devil's already trying to pull me off of that team. He's trying to say, no, you're going to work for me. You're going to be on my team. You're going to curse God. You're going to do this and that.
Nobody's switching.
And I'm like, nah, I ain't switching. Like, I decided that I'm going to follow Christ. Yeah. And I'm not switching teams. Wow. So it came with a lot of hurt and a lot of trauma. I didn't tell anybody for 12 years. Wow. And even then, I didn't tell my parents for like 16 years, I want to say. Because the first person I told was a cousin. Okay. And so in that silence, there was a lot of shame, a lot of depression, suicidal thoughts, just feeling, worthless, not knowing my value really. And then interestingly enough, she had told me, my auntie, after she had done what she did, she said that I couldn't tell anybody or I would get in trouble. So as a kid, were you not really old enough to rationalize and think logically?
You say that like, I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm like, dang, I ain't trying to get in trouble. What the heck? So I didn't say anything. Yeah. But I did have a lot on my mind that I wanted to say. And so that turned into me writing and like in a journal. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And then somebody actually saw it, I think in like, I must have been like 3rd grade or 4th grade. Word. And they were like, yo, that's gay. I can't believe you journal. That's a diary. What? So, but I probably would have read the same. But funny though, because of what that person said, I was like, all right, then I'm gonna do something hard with it. And I started writing raps.
Smart. Okay. Hey.
So that's where it started.
A roast shifted his whole life.
A roast shifted my whole life. I was like, I ain't about to.
My man was about to become a poet, and now he out here. I'm a rapper.
I'm not a rapper.
Yeah. But so I started writing raps. Okay. And I didn't share them with anybody. Okay. Until I did at youth group, and one kid was like, "Yo, it's actually kind of nice. Like, you should share this." At that time? I was 12 years old. Okay. So then they were like, "Okay, we having a youth party. Yeah, and we want all the kids to participate. So some kids did dances, some people did like a play,
like a talent show type.
Yeah, well, not really a talent show, but like they just want to get all the youth involved. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So then I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to do a song. So I got on GarageBand.
Yeah.
And I put together something real quick with the beat. The beat was trash, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The beat was trash. The bars were low-key trash too, but it was my first time.
You're 12, bro.
And I went and did it, and people liked it. Then at 15 years old, so fast forward 3 years, I got signed to a record label. Mm-hmm. And then I was doing music with them, but they weren't a Christian label.
Okay, that was my next question. Yeah. So what were your first, like, raps originally? What direction was it?
Yeah, so a lot of them were very playful and didn't have, like, a strong message.
Like what, bro? What's some bars, bro? What's up?
From back then?
Yeah, bro.
I can't remember from back then. I was on like, beast mode, this and
I got great swag, bro. And
I'm shuffling every day.
But then eventually it did start to evolve to something a little more faith-based, like rooted in some, believable, and you can actually go and do at a youth group. Mm-hmm. But before it was just like, I'm just trying to show off what I can do.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of like rap battling type bars.
Yeah.
So funny too, in the 8th grade, my PE teacher, he would have us rap battle in the locker room.
What?
That's
before PE and right after PE.
That is fire.
We'd be chasing out in the locker room, bro.
I
went to the wrong middle school.
I'll never forget it. Mr. Portman. He'd be like, all right, Levi and Acosta, y'all go at it. And we like I said, like I'm not the best freestyle rapper, so I would write them the night before.
Word.
You was ready for battle. You was ready for battle, bro.
I had the rings, and kids would come off the dome with the weakest stuff, right? Because it's
you was ready, bro. My man was locked
and I was ready, and I was like, pa 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 pa. And the whole room was like,
Wait, was it like battle rap style?
Battle rap, bro.
Dope.
Battle rap. I think I remember some.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Like I was like, you want to be a rapper? I can sing. I do harmonies. I'm getting all the girls, and you still watching pornography.
Oh!
I was like, stupid stuff like that, right? But I was dissing these kids, yo.
But that's okay.
No, this was already
15. Yeah, you
15.
said 15.
Bro, okay. I was locked and loaded, bro. Okay.
So stuff like that, man.
Play with people.
And then, yeah, man. So eventually that evolved into more faith stuff, and that's when the label was like, hey, can you kind of like water that down? And then so I eventually at the age of 17, I left, kind of put music to the side for a second, finished out high school. And then my senior year, I came up with a song called Dim Light that kind of put me on a map as far as like in the classroom. My teachers would play it like during like silent reading and stuff.
Word.
Okay, so you're
they were banging it.
And they was getting love. That's love though, bro.
Like,
that's love.
I would be walking away from like track practice, and I would hear kids bumping it in their speakers. And I was like, like everybody was listening to the song. Okay. It was cool.
That's a good feeling, especially in high school, bro. That's a feeling, right?
I know, bro. It got to my head a little bit.
What? That's what I'm about to say. Like in high school? That's dope.
So how'd you get discovered? You was already like releasing music?
Yeah. So I was already releasing, and I was
SoundCloud vibes or what?
SoundCloud, yeah. SoundCloud. I was on SoundCloud, and then I had already gained like a bit of traction from the locker room rap battles, so kids knew I could spit or at least write.
Were people recording?
Oh man, they might have. Okay. But I know you're not allowed to record in the locker room because it's like against the law, right? Because it's kids and stuff. So if somebody out there has those,
I need to hear the locker room bars, bro. I need them, bro.
But yeah, so I think I would say I got discovered with the rap battling, and then with this song Dim Light that came out. That's kind of like my first fan base, you could say.
Okay.
And then it came to just finding a strategy and releasing music. So I would release a song every 6 to 8 weeks. And I kind of been doing that ever since 2021, I want to say.
Okay.
And then I've had the privilege, now that I'm where I am now, working with folks like, I don't know if you know Kardec Drums, but he works closely with like Tommy Royale and Don Rico. I've worked with Miles Minnick. And 1K Few. I've worked with, just some cool cats, really talented folks out there. Jay Cash is one of them. Zay Hill. And then I think, working with each of these individuals has brought its own traction as well. So
how did that work? Like, how did like the collaboration vibes?
Yeah. I think the first collab I ever did with somebody who was like on the map already was Jay Cash.
Okay.
And I had the privilege of meeting him. No, so eventually I had heard about him through Miles. And then I was like, who's this guy? And they did a track together, and I was like, let me reach out, see what like his cost is. So it was really like an Instagram DM.
Word. That's
and I was like, yo, like, do you do collabs at all? Is that something you're interested in? And he's like, yeah. And then we started following each other, and yeah, he was super professional about it. There was a lot of issues that came with that track. So this is the Nobody Switching song we was talking about earlier. Okay. That's the one that Jay Cash is on. And I think from there it was just like, yeah, I'm confident enough to just like reach out to folks and be like, hey, like, what amount of money would it take to get you to work with me? And then kind of goes from there. Yeah.
Hey, so what job were you having around that time for those funds?
So thankfully enough, I'm still at the same job. I work for Apple.
What? Should I give me a MacBook?
I can get you a MacBook. I could get you a MacBook
75%
for a discome.
75%.
I don't know about 75%. That's crazy.
We'll talk
offline, bro.
Look at my iPhone, man.
What's that?
What is that? The 11?
Just one camera, bro.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord. Don't.
XR.
Exactly.
XR. You got to come out with the Pro Max,
man.
yo.
Look at that, man. Look
Pro
at one
Max.
camera. He got three cameras,
yo.
Come on.
We'll get you upgraded after the show.
Yeah. Let's give me
let me get that guy real quick, though. What's up?
Oh, I got to leave, yo.
Team Android for life, my guy.
That's great.
We got the best photos and videos at this table right now. I'll hold y'all to it. But you can't hate me too much. Because the business phone's iPhone. So you can't
But what's your first choice?
Android, for sure.
Android camera is nice.
It is nice.
But I feel like the user interface on Apple products is way better. You can't lie.
I can't lie to that. Yeah, you're right.
But anyways, so
you're working at Apple.
So I'm working at Apple. I've still been there. Apple pays great. So, and then I'm part-time there. And I still get like full-time-ish benefits. Like I get vacation, dental, 401k, optical, health insurance. So yeah, Apple's a great. If you're looking for a job, go to Apple.
Like the Apple Store, right?
Yeah, I work at the Apple Store. I'm backstage, so I don't even have to do sales or anything like that.
Dang.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm working at Apple, and that's really funded a lot of my projects.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they've been gracious enough to allow me to be part-time so that I can do shows on the weekends and whenever I need to go out, I can use some sick time or vacation pay to
why don't you just
travel and stuff. Yeah.
Since you're already in there and even in the back, like you said, why don't you just upload one of your songs onto like the Apple Music?
Oh yeah, they play my songs at the store.
I'm talking about like already on the phone. You know how like U2 had that run with his
you remember that
every iPhone
everybody woke up with a U2 album on the iPhone? Bro. It was just pre-downloaded on their iTunes.
Remember that?
This is my first iPhone, bro.
Oh,
back in 2020.
How long ago was it? This was like what, 2015?
Probably
somewhere on there.
Everybody had YouTube. I was like, what is this?
I had an iPhone 4. It was still pretty new at the time. But then I hated it, so I just got a Samsung. I was getting Samsungs ever since then.
But so this was before like streaming. Yeah, this was when you still had to go and buy an album on iTunes.
Yes,
and Apple just gave everyone a free YouTube album.
That's weird. Okay,
exactly, bro. Exactly.
Okay,
I gotta look into that. See, Bill, I'll be back there all coding. Yep. Like, what you doing? Don't worry.
You repair me. Why back here? The lab's over there. No. It needs to be back here. There's fishy stuff here.
Turns out I don't know how to do. I have to be opening all the devices and downloading my stuff on there. Oh man, but yeah. So yeah, Apple's been good to me.
Dope.
That's dope, man.
And the SES funded a lot of my projects and collaborations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dang, man. That's shout out to Apple, man. Shoot, I might need to get into it.
Apple plug, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, so starting off, like you said, you had like certain songs that kind of help put you on the map. But what is one of your original songs that holds the most weight or like value to you sentimentally?
Sentimentally?
Yeah.
I got a song called Still Breathing.
Okay.
It's one of my most popular tracks. And it's a song about me surviving my suicide attempt.
Yeah.
But it's like if you were to just listen to it in the background and you're not listening really to the lyrics, you'd be like, oh, this is like an upbeat church song. You know what I'm saying? It's not a sad song in any way, shape, or form. It's really a song that I'm allowed to express my victory in. Like the Lord had a calling on my life. The enemy, since I was 4 years old, was trying to take that away from me, trying to dampen my impact or influence that I could, potentially have. And man, the Lord has shown up time and time again. And so still breathing is me kind of saying like, you know, in spite of this happening, I'm still breathing.
Yeah.
And you know, until the Lord says that I'm done, I'm gonna keep breathing.
you say,
because the enemy has no say in when it's my time. You feel me?
Okay.
My favorite part about this song was about a year or two after it came out, we were able to shoot some footage for it, and we got visuals of it in front of the empty tomb in Israel.
Oh wow!
So like the same way that the Lord was resorrected and He's still breathing, the death, you know, the spiritual death and even the physical death that the enemy wanted on me, not even that can come to pass because I'm still breathing. And the Lord has resurrected me time and time again, spiritually speaking.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, if you don't mind, do you want to get into that or what?
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Yeah, you want to give us a little backstory on the suicide attempt.
Yeah, so it started off when I was 4, right, with all that going on, and then it had gone to a point where I had put a lot of my value on an ex relationship.
Okay.
And I had planned to marry this girl. I had, you know, building my whole future around it. And I had even saved up $7,000 for her engagement ring.
Jeez.
And then, you know, I'm trying to say like, okay, we need to be mature now. We need to start, you know, taking things seriously because in my head I know marriage is in the future.
Yeah.
But for her, I'm still just a boyfriend. And she still wants to, you know, club, drink, do all that. And I was like, nah, I'm putting my foot down. You can't have me and that.
Yeah.
Thinking she would like come to her senses and be like, okay, I'm gonna take the Christian guy over the worldly lifestyle. She chose the worldly lifestyle. And that's fine. But it destroyed me. So now I'm saying the worth that I felt was taken away from me and that I had placed in your hands.
Yep.
Now you crushed it.
Yeah.
So I was in like a 7-month depression. And I was like, you know what? I'm not happy. I don't feel loved. I feel alone. I had prayed for this. I was like, I felt like it was God's green light to go ahead and to start gearing towards a marriage with this woman. And then it didn't happen. So after, you know, I want to say a few months after the breakup, I'm in my room with a knife. And I'm saying to the Lord, if you don't say that you still need me here, in 30 minutes, I set the timer on my iPhone.
Timer on.
You have 30 minutes, Lord.
Oh man.
You have 30 minutes to tell me whether you need me here or not.
Yeah.
And if you don't say anything, I'm gonna kill myself. So I set the timer. 5 minutes by, and I'm getting nervous because I'm starting to realize I really don't want to do it.
Okay.
10 minutes go by. And I'm like, Lord, you heard me say it though. Like I'm feeling like I got to be about my word. Like I don't want to do it, but Lord, you heard me what I said, so I'm gonna stand by it. 15 minutes go by, and I'm like, Lord, you really not gonna say nothing?
That's crazy.
Then my phone rings, and that pauses the timer. I pick up the phone, and it's a good friend of mine, Tommy Nguyen. Man, thank God for Tommy.
Yeah.
He says, hey, bro, how you doing? And I'm like crying already. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing all right. How about you? And he could tell I'm not doing right. But he says, I felt the Lord tell me that I had to tell you this right now. Wow. And I'm like, bro, what you about to say?
Hey, yo.
And he says, a wise man seeks counsel while a fool seeks comfort. And he's like, I don't know what that means, but does that have any like relevance to you? And I can't even respond, bro. I'm bawling. And I understood it immediately to mean that committing suicide would have been the comfort of escaping my problems, escaping, you know, the brokenheartedness, while a wise man would have sought counsel, would have sought maybe therapy or a mentor or even pastoral advice.
Yeah.
And then he read scripture from Matthew 6 that talks about if God will dress the flowers and if God will feed the sparrows, how much more will he take care of us?
Yeah.
And then that's where my song Fly Pajarito comes from.
I like that song. Yeah.
Yeah. So after all this, I'm like, yo, like God came through. Like God said what he needed me to do. And I was like, I gotta write about this.
Jeez.
So that's where Still Breathing comes from.
Wow.
And then just the way that the Lord was able to orchestrate me having a trip to Israel and Egypt to see just like everything that he was doing out there shortly after all this. Man, it was God sent for sure.
Yeah.
Dang, you talking about timing, bro? That's
God's timing is crazy, bro.
He said 15 minutes in.
I know, dude. 15 minutes. Like,
God,
I was 15 minutes away.
You sure about that?
You sure about that?
So in the midst of this, going through your depression, you
Right.
said 7 months, right?
Mhm.
And you mentioned that your dad was a pastor, right?
Yeah.
So how was that, having a parent that's a pastor,
Yeah.
but yeah, you still going through your own thing,
Mhm.
bro.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I feel like you probably could relate to this too. When you have a pastor as a parent, they can never be both at the same time. They're either your pastor in a moment or they're your parent in a moment.
Okay.
And what sucked for me was that throughout this whole process, when I felt I needed a parent, they were just pastors. And they were saying, we're going to pray for you. We're going to rebuke the demons out of you.
Instead of just saying, like, how's my son doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I really was looking for without being able to express it was to sit with somebody and just let it, like, let me feel it. So that after I'm done feeling it, we can move on.
Yeah.
But they want to keep asking questions. They want to dig deeper. And then I know they don't mean to do this, but they start to question my faith.
Yeah.
They start to question the validity of
That's
my ministry because of how sad I am.
Church kind of response, bro.
They're like, how can you be so sad? Don't you have the joy of the Lord? And I'm like, man, I'm trying, yo.
Man, I get it.
They're like, how could you put so much value into this woman? You should value yourself as a man of God. And I'm like, that's not what I need to hear right now. I understand that for sure. I understand it, but now is not the time.
You're
to
not
tell
depressed. That you're oppressed from a demon right now. They're trying to like down like.
No, I'm depressed.
I'm sad, yo.
I am actually hurt.
Yeah, like
I'm lonely. Nah, God's
No.
with you the whole time.
You're not lonely.
No,
You're not
I'm lonely, bro.
you're not lonely because God is with you, and I'm like, I know God
I got
is
no
with you,
friends,
but
bro.
I'm still feeling lonely. No, man. So that was hard because
Yeah.
I wanted half of me wanted to be better for my parents,
Okay.
and then half of me wanted to be better. And I think there's a big difference there.
It is.
Yeah.
So trying to talk to my parents, I found wasn't very helpful. So I turned to a therapist, and I was with this therapist for about 6 months. And man, to have somebody who could just sit back and be objective and say, how does this make you feel? Where was this going for you? What are you doing in your free time? Are you thinking about her? Are you doing this and that? Are you reading the Bible? Or what areas of life are you still finding joy in, this and that? And that really helped me because it was outside of the word, but still rooted in like biblical things.
He say to Christians, it's okay to go to therapy.
It is okay to go. I recommend it.
Like,
I recommend it for sure.
I know it's a hit or miss.
Yeah,
Depending on what kind of church you go to and how you grew up.
right.
But Christians, it's okay to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. Not going to pastors. No, you can go to.
You can go to your pastors too.
You can go to your
Don't get me
pastors
wrong.
too,
Have
of
a
course,
conversation
man,
with them for
but
sure.
You could definitely go to a therapist too.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
Of course.
And thankfully, my therapist was a believer as well. So
That's even
So
better.
you have it.
yeah, so a lot of the foundation that we shared was very helpful for me, getting better and stuff.
Wow.
And I remember too, like she had a sheet that she gave me that said like, what am I thankful for? And it wasn't something that I wrote, but the exercise was for me to like read out, every line and make it true. So like there was maybe like 180 things on this list.
Wow.
And it's like, I'm thankful for water. I'm thankful for oxygen. I'm thankful for blankets. I'm thankful for pillows, toothbrushes, toothpaste, like everything that you might use or might be thankful for. And then that exercise of thankfulness, which we also see rooted in scripture, that thankfulness was really what got me out of that depression.
Yeah.
Because I was able to recognize how much I still had, even though I only lost one thing. And that's what put it in perspective for me. It's like, look at the 99 and you crying about the one. You know what I'm saying? So that was super helpful. That was really what turned it around for me.
Yeah.
But it took practice. It wasn't immediate for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Wow, that's sheesh. Okay, so did your music? Were you still making music during this?
Yeah,
season?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
how did your music shift?
Yeah, you could tell. I think the people could tell that the music took a turn.
Okay.
I started writing like breakup songs.
Oh,
People were like, "Yo, what's going on? Like, this don't sound like, typical Levite."
Mm-hmm.
I guess I had already established like a sound, and those tracks are still out. I don't know if I'll take them down. I think it's still part of my art. So there's like a authenticity to it.
It was during the season too.
Yeah,
like it's
real.
It's okay, like to look back at it, man, like that happened. We went through that, but don't go back to it.
Right.
But it's like, no, we did that. Look where we're at,
for sure. But I remember people were asking like, because I had a song called "Never Again," and it's like, I'll never love anybody. I'll never give myself away. And people were like, "Yo, like, you all right?"
I mean, with an emo phase, my boy.
Cause I will be the man.
Cut my life to pieces.
Never again. Like a whole remix of that.
But bro, no, for like the vibe was there though. Like I think that's the reason why I haven't taken them down, because I still listen to them like, this is still a banger though.
It's still hit.
Yeah. But so that's pretty much it. And God, throughout, all of that, from, a childhood to the, what we just talked about, God has been so present. And so there was never a doubt.
Yeah.
Aside from like that day where I'm like, you got a 30-minute timer. Mm-hmm. Aside from that day, there was never a doubt that God was going to do something with my life.
Man, that's just, wow.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
I'm trying to
process too.
It's like,
you're gonna throw this at day.
I know. So it's kind of
no. Don't be sorry, man. This is what it's all about, man. It's all about vulnerability here, man. So you went through a traumatizing event when you were only 4. You said it took 15 years, right? 15 years, 16 years to tell your parents.
Yeah, 16 to tell my parents.
Okay. How was that telling your parents when you said it's only a pastor or a parent? And it's me, a pastor.
So thankfully, I had told my mom first.
Okay.
And she was a parent. And then my dad was a pastor. So my mom, as a parent, wants to know all the details. And I'm like, I'm not ready.
Wait, what are you referring to exactly right now?
Like, so when I was saying earlier, your parent, when they're a parent,
that's when we were talking to them. Like,
when I finally told my mom about what happened to me when I was 4.
Okay, gotcha.
So I finally mustered up the courage to tell Mom, look, when I was 4 years old, your stepsister, she did what she did. Mm. When I told her, and actually it took me a long time to tell her.
To get it out?
Like, even we were in the room, and it took me like an hour to be like, this is what happened.
Just keep circling around it and everything.
Yeah, because she couldn't notice that I was visibly upset. And I'm like, Mom, I got something to tell you. And then I was like 20 minutes of silence, and I'm trying to get it out, but I feel this immense amount of pressure in my throat and in my chest that I couldn't say it. Mm-hmm. And I think that was demonic for sure. But anyways, when I finally do tell her, I'm kind of like in a headspace. I just want to like hug my mom and just like, cry for a little bit. And she's like, when did this happen? What exactly did she do? Like, what did she touch?
When, stuff like that. How long? Like, talk about that in a moment.
Like, you're the first. Like, this is the first time I told you, and my mom was only the second person I had told.
Yeah,
I had told a cousin 4 years earlier, but even then, like I just said, this happened to me when I was a kid. I never shared no details, nothing. So with my mom, she's like, what did she do? Did she touch this area? Right? Did she put her mouth on this area? Did she touch, grab whatever? And I'm like, I can't. It was like overwhelming. Yeah, so I went into a little panic attack where I'm like hyperventilating, and I'm like, Mom, shut up. And she's like, doesn't understand, right? Yeah. Which is fair. I mean,
she's like freaking out.
You can't be prepared for that, right? So I'm trying my best to like, yes, she did touch this. Yes, she did grab that. Yes, whatever. Mm-hmm. To the question she was saying. But man, that was tough. Yeah. Like, and then that scarred me. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait another 2 years to tell my dad because I need to make sure that if he asks me the same questions, I'm ready.
You're ready to answer.
Prepared.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I finally do tell my dad, and it was completely different.
So how did that feel after that, though?
Afterwards, I think had I been allowed to just say this happened, I would have felt different.
Yeah.
I would have felt like, okay, I got it off my chest. I'm making progress. Mm-hmm. But because she forced details out of me that I wasn't ready to share yet,
you kind of like
in the panic attack, it felt like I took a step back.
Yeah.
Even though I knew I took a step forward,
Yeah.
it felt like I took a step back because it's like
Those wounds got
I didn't want
exposed
to
again.
relive it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, it's like they were like wounds, and then she kind of like tore them open a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just wanted to show you the wounds. I wasn't ready to dig deep. You know what I'm saying? And then I think over time, I was able to give her some more details and stuff. And I know that she confronted her stepsister, and that's a whole different story. But
Is she behind the Apple store right now, Bird? No,
but so when I told my dad, he was past her the whole way through.
Okay.
And I told him, and he's like, son, like, have you forgiven her? And I was like, dang. Can I just tell you? And he was like, yo, we need to pray for her. We need
Forgive
to pray
right
for
now,
you.
off rip. Yeah.
And you know, it was like the whole pastoral steps for releasing bitterness and resentment and stuff,
Oh, man.
which I needed, but I just wasn't ready.
You wanted your dad.
Yeah, I just wanted my dad. And so, yeah, I don't blame my mom or dad at all. Because I think
1,000%.
there's no, like, first of all, there's nobody perfect. But second of all, there's no way of getting inside of my head to know what I wanted at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially because I couldn't verbalize it.
Mm-hmm.
I was, like, so, like,
Yeah.
freaking out, right? I couldn't say, like, can I just, like, not share the details right now?
Yeah.
So I don't blame them at all. But I think for sure, I know at least, you know, God forbid if I ever have to talk to somebody and help them through a situation like this, I know what would work for me. And I know that I wouldn't force that on anybody. Like, this is just what worked for me. I'm going to be here and cater to what works for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's different.
Of course.
But yeah, so that's how it went down.
Yeah.
And obviously we forgave her that day. We prayed about it, but I didn't really forgive her that day. I was just trying to get my dad happy. Yeah. She's forgiven now for sure, but it took me some time to like really,
of course.
to back it up and be like, nah,
course, man.
we're cool, you know?
Of course.
Yeah.
What made you decide to tell your mom and your dad?
So what made me decide to tell my dad was because I had told my mom. It felt like I was holding out on my dad. It felt like I told mom and my pops still doesn't know. It's almost disrespectful.
Yeah.
How long was that time gap?
It was I think it was a 2-year gap or like a
2-year
year and a
gap,
half
okay.
gap.
Okay. So your mom didn't tell your dad at all?
I asked her not to.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, you need to come from me.
Okay.
Because I know I was afraid of, she would tell my dad and then he would come immediately to me. What happened? The questions all over again. And I'm like, I need to recuperate from talking to mom first. And then the reason why I told my mom was because my cousin was kind of harassing me to tell somebody because he didn't know how to help me. And the one thing that I do appreciate about him was he was like, I'm just going to encourage you to talk, but I'm not going to force you.
Yeah, put you in the awkward position.
So yeah, he did give me like 4 years to be like, have you told anybody yet? Have you told your mom yet? And then I was always like, no, I'm not even going to like think of doing that yet. But he was persistent. But what ended up happening was this step aunt, right? She had a niece that was going to the same school as my younger brother and sister, the same elementary school.
Okay.
And when I saw her again, I freaked out. And she had seen me from a distance, and that's when I froze. And my mom saw that, and then she was like, "Oh, he's freezing because he recognizes his auntie, right?" And obviously doesn't know. So she's like, "Oh, let's go say what's up." And I'm like, frozen, yo. I'm frozen. The first thing she says to me is like, "Oh my God, Bryson," because that's my real name. You're so handsome. You've grown up. And she throws like a wink at me. And I'm like, she's rubbing it in right now.
Yeah.
And then she's like, why don't we go catch up at like McDonald's and the kids can like run around in the playground, whatever. And she offers my mom to drive my brother and my sister there.
Yeah.
So we'll meet at the McDonald's. And I freaked out on my mom, like, no, you cannot let the kids go with her.
Okay.
You can like, I don't trust her.
Yeah.
And she's like, what's going on? Like, that's my stepsister. I know she's like, you know, maybe not, she's not the greatest person, but she can drive the kids to McDonald's. It's nothing crazy. And so then she like kind of questioned, like, why are you freaking out? And I'm like, well, we'll talk about it later. And she forgot about it. Like after we left the McDonald's, she forgot about it.
Okay.
But I hadn't forgot about it.
Gotcha.
And so then I feel like it it was still some time after that, maybe like a year or two after that, where I was like, okay, Mom, you remember when I freaked out and you were questioning? And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. What was going on? And I was like, okay, there's something I need to tell you. And then that's where like I froze for like 30 minutes and I couldn't get it off my chest. Wow. And she's like, you okay? You okay? And like, you know, patting me on the chest and like rubbing my back, and I'm trying to get it out and I can't. But then eventually everything we just said just happened. Yeah. And that's what sparked it.
Wow.
Okay. So, question. When it comes to your music, so how long ago was that? The mom and dad
Me telling my mom? I was 16.
Okay. So 16 and 18.
Say it again?
16 and 18? So mom at 16, dad at 18?
Mom at 16, dad at 18, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So from there to now, do you feel that you're free from that and you don't carry that into your music, or do you still manage to bring that kind of experience into your music?
Yeah, I think for sure I bring the experience into my live performances, because between Nobody Switching, Pajarito, Still Breathing, all them songs, I'm sharing my story and my testimony.
Gotcha.
To try and help kids, you know, break the chains of the silence, because that's the biggest thing. Yeah. Like the silence, like as soon as you speak up and you start to share what happened, if anything happened to you, then the healing process can start.
Healing and freedom. Yeah.
So I always come out and say everything that I'm sharing now, like I'll say it in short form during live performances to get kids to recognize, like, yo, all these evil things can happen, but you can still serve God and be joyful about it. And you can still, in a sense, live victoriously in spite of a few defeats along the way, you know? And thankfully enough, man, it's been great for me. I feel like maybe that's why God allowed it to happen. I firmly believe that what happened to me was the least amount of evil possible for me to experience, to be able to relate to folks who have experienced more.
Yeah.
And so, believe it or not, there's times when kids will be like, they'll DM me or they'll come up to me at a show and be like, I can relate to your story. Like, something similar happened to me. Can we talk about it? And we'll talk about it. Wow. There was this girl who had told me that she was going to kill herself that night, but she saw an ad for my concert on Instagram. And she said, I might as well have fun before I die. Wow. And so her mentality was, I'm going to go to a concert, and then after the show, I'm going to kill myself. Yeah. She came to the show, and everything that I had gone through, she had gone through. Yeah. The abuse, the suicidal ideation, everything. And she's like, and look how much fun he's having on stage. Look how he's, victoriously in his messaging and his body language. And she said, I decided I want to be like you. And I was like, no, don't be like me. Be like Jesus. Yes. Because I will fail you. But at the same time, it was so encouraging. I was like, this is exactly why. Yeah. And there have been tons of kids like this. Yeah. One specifically that I'm super close to. Like, I see her as like a little sister now. She calls me big bro. Her name is Haley Harris. That she had said, like, at 11, her father passed away. And then this other man comes into the house and abuses her and her little sister repeatedly, like for years. And she has, contemplated suicide. And she'll call me on the nights when she feels like she's going to do it. And we'll pray for her. And one time she called me on a Friday night. We were at youth service, and we had the whole youth service pray for her. And now she's where she is now. She's doing well. She has this app that it's not like a rehab thing, but it's like, how many days sober type of thing. Like how many days since your last suicidal thought or something like that. And she's been clean 6 months, praise God.
Wow.
And it's all been thanks to the Lord being able to use different mediums. My music being one of them, Yeah. So, man, I pray that the Lord would continue to send kids like myself my way so I can relate to them and help them to understand, how to move on and move forward.
Do you think that's the most rewarding part of what you do?
Absolutely. Because obviously, getting the streams, getting the video views and people knowing your lyrics, that's rewarding in and of itself. as a human. Like anybody can do that.
Yeah.
There's so many artists out there who have fans.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But to be able to say with confidence, like, these kids are alive because of my ministry in some way, shape, or form. Like, that's a whole life right there. Like, that's somebody's future wife, somebody's future husband, somebody's future mom, somebody's future, somebody's daughter or son is still alive, somebody's grandson, somebody's brother or sister. Yeah. You never know how many lives you're impacting by helping the one person. Yeah. And that's 100% the most rewarding, because that's what I needed when I was a kid. Yeah. And I didn't have it. I made it on my own by God's grace, because there was times, like we talked about, where I almost didn't. Okay. But being able to, what Tommy was, when Tommy called me on the phone and said, I need to tell you something, that fact that I can now be that for other kids, it comes full circle, bro. It feels like an
actual concert and whatnot. Yeah. It's insane, man. Yeah. It's insanity, man.
Yeah, 100%. Bro.
How do you think life would look like if it was taking that record deal?
I wouldn't be here for sure. Okay. I wouldn't be here for sure. Okay. I would. Man, that's crazy to even think. Who knows, man? Mm-hmm. Who knows, dude? I can't even answer that.
What made you be like, no, I'm not taking it? Because obviously that's like every artist's dream right there, right? To get signed. Yeah. But then you're turning down possibly a lifetime change. Right. So like, what made you decide, no, I'm not doing it? You know?
Yeah, it was for sure the fact that they wanted to mute the message.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like the message is the most important thing.
So it's just muting that stuff.
Yeah. It's like to a certain extent, I've already been silenced.
Gotcha.
So I'm not about to let you silence me. I was already forcefully silenced. I'm not about to give nobody else my voice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wow.
That's crazy, man.
So when it comes to performing, I know you got your vibe going now.
Yeah.
But how did it begin? That first performance.
Performance, man. I'm like all stiff. Like, I'm not dancing at all. I'm like in my head, okay, what's the next word?
You're thinking.
Yeah. Okay. And
wait, paint the picture. Like, where you at? What year?
All that. So like I'm saying, that first show when I was 12, right, at the youth.
Youth okay, got you.
I'm like, okay, I need to write a song specifically for this. So I wrote a whole song for the youth group, and thank God I can't remember it because it was bad. But I just remember sitting there and being like, okay, I need to know the words and deliver it. That was it. There was no joy in it. There was no, this is me. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, down the years, I'm able to develop like a freaking joy, because like I get to share this with you. Yeah. But at the beginning, it was like, they're gonna judge me. I can't sing off key. I can't miss a word. Can't miss a beat. Yep. Like, it's so much stress.
So when did that flow start?
When did the shift happen?
Yeah.
I remember it was the Unashamed tour that Reach Records did.
Oh, you're a part of that?
Yeah, okay. They did here. I think it was 2018.
No, it's 2019. I remember because I wanted to go to that one.
Yeah. It was around there.
2019.
My dad actually had paid for my ticket, and he was like, you need to go as a business and see how professionals perform. And I go there, and obviously I had been to their concerts before, but as a fan, not as a business. You looked at it
as like, yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching like, okay, they jump like this, they move their heads like that, whatever. And the I guess the common denominator, if you will, they all having fun.
Yeah.
And like, you could tell they're enjoying themselves up there. And I was like, okay, how do I do that? And I realized it wasn't so much about delivering a perfect performance. It was about delivering for the audience. And the audience might be different every time. And I realized this recently because of my music being bilingual. I have songs that are all English, songs that are all Spanish, but majority of my songs are both.
Yeah. So
I'm at an all Spanish speaking church, and I'm doing some songs that got English in it, and they're not rocking with that part. Okay. Then I'm at a church that speaks only English, and I'm doing the bilingual songs, and they don't like the Spanish stuff. So it's knowing your audience, right? Yeah. There's a part of it. And then recognizing that the main audience member though isn't even physically there. He's upstairs.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I need to like, if you were a worship leader, you need to usher in the presence of the Spirit into the room so people can connect with God. That's what I'm doing. And so the stress started to be less about, I need to deliver line for line, word for word, bar for bar. I need to look good up here. I need to, and it was more like, let me make sure that I could put a smile on God's face right now.
Yeah.
And that feels so much easier to do when scripture says time and time again, he loves you. He's giving you purpose. You are worthy of his love. He sacrificed himself for you. When somebody already loves you that much, it is not that hard to feel like I can make you happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was really the biggest shift. And now when you see me go, bro, I'm bouncing off the walls. I'm on every side of the stage, touching everything, getting the kids involved, teaching my chorus out because I want people to come into one spirit with me as we praise the Lord. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that was the biggest shift for sure.
That's dope.
That's awesome, man. That's amazing, man.
Appreciate
just seeing that growth,
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it was at West Fest, man. I'm like, dude, this dude's freaking lit, man.
I appreciate that.
Bro, you see Spanish and English at the same time? Wow. Have you came across other like signing opportunities? Because Latino, bilingual, that's what's hot right now.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
So
it's
has
hot.
that been?
Funny enough, no.
Okay.
Nobody's signed. Nobody's offered me anything.
Okay.
But it's almost a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
That because a label was going to put restrictions on you regardless if they're Christian or not. So the fact that I have all the freedom in the world to do what God tells me to do, I think is what's best for me right now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And if a label comes along down the road, we'll pray about that when it gets there.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Just needs to be the right one.
Yeah. But for right now, I'm content with where I am.
Yeah. Because Latin music that's what it is right now.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, somebody told me this recently, because Latin music is popping off, right?
Yeah.
But most people, they just listen to it because it sounds good.
Yeah,
they can't really understand
what actually being said.
But when I'm coming out here with half English, you at least semi-understand.
Yeah, facts.
You at least like, okay, I know where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what he's talking about. So yeah, it's been a blessing for sure, man.
What artists that you haven't worked with that you would love to work with?
Man, everybody, bro.
Yeah.
I really wanted to work with a cat named Tommy Royale. He's like the guy right now in the Latin space, in the Christian Latin space. And then I had almost gotten Not Clyde on the track, but it just didn't work out in the end. I was almost with John Keith as well. Try to get What Up RG. Things just didn't work out.
RG would be hard.
Because he do Spanish too.
So hard.
Yes, he does.
Yo, Raul, hit this man up.
And he knows the song I'm talking about too, because I sent it to him.
Oh, he sent it to him?
Yeah. I was like, I need you on this. And then didn't happen.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe God can move some things around for a brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, man.
But yeah.
Of course.
Those cats for sure. And then I don't know if you guys know this guy. His name is Don Rico.
Yep.
He's kind of similar to Tommy. Yeah, man, I love his flow too.
Yeah.
So would love to have him join me on the track.
DJ Joshua.
Hey, I can drop a feature if you want me to, bro. I got you. Let me know if you need anything from.
Don't, guys. Okay. You just playing. I mean, unless you can.
We heard the bars.
I feel like you can. I feel like you can when you're not messing around.
I got confidence in you, bro.
You know
I got
what?
confidence in you.
Hey,
I DJ, bro.
Hey, right. So we're in January right now. So all right, by May, I need you to drop a track.
That's crazy.
By May, it's on camera. You're dropping track on.
Wow, you got 5 months.
Bro, you can make your own beats and your own lyrics. Stop playing.
Dang, he calling you wild.
Crazy. I'm gonna freestyle the whole
But that'd be insane though. Come on, think about it. If he was to drop an actual track, come on, man. He's thinking. He's thinking. I got him thinking.
I see the gears going.
I got him thinking.
At one point, I might just do it just to do it, just to have it.
Yeah, just gotta do it. Just for the heck of it. Got you, man. So you got the Christ Light hat on right
Yeah.
now. That brand is popping right
They are,
now,
yeah, bro.
man. Shout out to George and his team, man.
Jorge, Miles,
You know, and shout out to Miles Minnick, man. Let's have him on here. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But so how did that relationship started?
with Christ-like.
Christ-like, yeah, and maybe.
Well,
And of course, Miles, we'd like to hear about that too. But yeah, we'd like to hear about
Yeah.
partnership with Christ.
so I'm not like an official Christ-like partner,
yeah,
but I do just rock their hats a lot.
yeah.
And then I met Jorge at a Miles Minnick video, the song Asusa, if you guys remember that one.
Okay.
That's where we met. And they didn't Christ-like wasn't a thing at the time, but that's where we met. And we kind of, from there, we saw each other a lot at, different events.
And all
Yeah.
that. Mhm.
And then we really got the chance to talk at Westfest, was when he pulled me aside and was like, hey man, like every generation has a passing of the torch moment. And I believe, the torch will be passed to you soon. Prophetic word. I'm still waiting on that.
Hey, receive
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
bro.
receiving that.
I'm holding on to it
Receive
for
that,
sure.
yeah.
And he's had a role in my success to an extent. I see him like as a mentor. I can go to him for advice and just bounce ideas off of him. And then with Christ, like I just naturally gravitated towards it. I'm always buying the hats and rocking the merch. And then for Glowember, I told him like, hey man, if you need help, put me to work. Like I'm here to serve.
Yeah.
And then he had me and my sister run the Christ-like little store outside of the event. And man, we met a lot of people that day. But I was surprised how many people paid like premium to get these hats.
Yeah.
Like
How much are the hats?
40.
$40, yeah.
And people came in and bought like 6 hats at a time, yo. Like I don't think anybody was like, I'll take one. Like people were buying like racks of them
What?
at 40, bro.
Jorge, what are you doing?
Jorge, let me in,
What are
bro.
you
Let me
doing?
in.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think I know why they 40.
Tell
Let
us
the
your
man do it.
secret.
I think I know that they 40 because
Well, of course, 40, yeah.
He's using the sports emblems, bro. He probably has to pay something for that.
I wonder if he does.
He probably has to
Because he's got like the Warriors, Kings,
the Pirates.
I think that's why
Athletics,
people were
the
buying them like
Giants,
that,
the
though.
Dodgers.
Yes, he
Because
gotta
got the Angels
He
one.
gotta be paying something for that, bro. Or he gonna get a call from somebody lawyer.
Should I cut this out? Because I know Jorge. Jorge knows me.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if he watches this.
No, it's possible to do it as long as they get like.
I'm sure he's prepared for that call.
Exactly.
If it comes.
He's
I'm sure
a
prepared.
great business guy, so I'm sure he knows that.
He is one hell of a
So they either figured out already or they're already in the process, whatever,
Yeah.
But yeah, that might be why it's 40 though, for sure. Because I'm like, those are hard.
Yeah, they're
Right,
fire.
man.
They
Those
are
are
fire.
Yeah, I got an Angels one. It's red. I should wear
The
it
peace
today.
one?
Yeah, the one that says
Yeah,
peace on it.
yes.
And it was the last one too. I got at
Dang.
Westfest. I'm like, hey bro, listen, I love your hats. You'll never catch me wearing a Dodger hat or
Yeah.
a Yankees hat. You're just not going to. I'm sorry. I love it, but if I buy it, I'm not gonna wear it straight up. You got an Angels hat? And he's
Yeah.
like, you looked and bang again the Angels. I'm like, oh heck yeah, let's
That's
go.
what's up.
It was dope. There's one that says wisdom with the
SD?
Padres one,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is dope. Yeah, man. No,
They got it
I
going over
love
there.
that brand, dude.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
a
I'm just
fire
not
brand.
wearing anything that resembles Dodgers. No, Angels all the way up. Even though we suck. Sign Shohei. It's fine. Nah, feed
Oh,
the man.
But yeah, so that's how I met Jorge. And then Miles, I met at. I think I met him on Instagram actually.
Oh, okay.
We met through his I think Steppin'. He did a Steppin' challenge.
Oh, yes.
okay,
yes.
okay.
Mhm.
Big Steppin', yeah.
Like 2 years,
So
2 years ago?
yeah. So I participated in that challenge and I was nominated for best video and best creative.
Hey.
And then that's where that relationship started. And then I had asked him to hop on a song with me after that. And that's how we got
Yep.
Callando.
Mhm.
And then I want to say like a month or two after that, he was in LA and he was like, hey, yo, pull up on me. Like, I want to talk to you. And so I did. And funny enough, he was in Atlanta that morning, performing in LA that night. And I was like, all right, show's over. I'm going to go and dap him. He's like, bro, I'm tired. I can't. I can't talk to you right now. And I was like, that's fine. But eventually we did get to talk, and he was like, hey man, just want to say like I'm proud of you. I love the direction you're doing with the half English, half Spanish. That's a lane that like nobody's really taking ownership of. So keep running, and like if you ever need any advice, anything from me, let me know. Kind of just extended an arm out.
Okay.
He's kind of played like a big brother role for me ever since. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dope. And I saw you just did the new challenge, right?
Yeah. So since then, I think I've done his step in challenge, the big challenge, and then the Christ like. Yeah. I love the rap challenges, yo. That's like
it's
so fun to like go out and like. It's not really like competing like you would in like a basketball game, but it still feels like a competition.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna show you the best.
Yeah,
that's dope. Okay, I did have a question as an artist. I hear this a lot. Are you sitting on a? You already know. You already know what I'm about to say, bro.
You got the producer over there.
How many songs you sitting on right now?
How many songs am I sitting on? Finished or like started?
Either, both. How about
finished? Maybe like 20 tracks. Damn. Started, I couldn't tell you. It's like in the hundreds.
That's crazy, bro.
I got like 2 albums worth of music right now, but they're gonna come out as singles, because that's what seems to work better in today's day and age.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, if I wanted to, I could release like 2 10 to 12 track albums right now.
Get on it.
Okay, how do you keep up with the unfinished tracks? Or you think those are just in the vault and like let's randomly just go back and listen to what I got in there.
Yeah.
Or do you think it was just something that just didn't work out? You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of them, I would say like 90% of what's not finished is something that I'll never touch again.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's like either the time has passed for that track, or the message in it isn't something that's relevant in my life anymore.
Okay.
Or even the beat is like out of date at this point, because the music industry is evolving
absolutely
at an incredibly fast rate. So it's like if I put it out, nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's like if you put out a 2000 song right now, people will be like, you hella late.
What you doing?
You late, bro. You know what I'm saying? So the remaining 10% I think is stuff that I'm like extremely passionate about though. I'm like, I'm gonna get this done just when I have the time.
Yeah.
And then the tracks that I have finished, I think all it is like mastering them. They're already mixed.
Yeah.
And then putting them out.
Y'all do in-house mastering, or y'all got like
I got somebody that masters it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the mixing is in-house.
He got his people.
Yeah. I got the team. We got the team.
Got the team, man. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, question. And you know what? I got to now. I gotta take advantage of this moment because it just came into my head. Hear me out, bro. If you're trying to do a collab, like I said, I'm a DJ, but I'm in the house music scene.
Okay.
How do you feel about that tempo of music?
Bro, I got one. I don't know if you heard En Mi Casa too, but it ends with some house. And bro, the kids go crazy when the song comes up.
I got something in the works.
DJ Joshua.
Let me know, bro. I'm always down to collaborate.
Leave it. Collab in the works.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Hey, but I'm gonna say this though. Don't come out and say that you're gonna do. We could do a collab and then never at least mention it.
No.
If it's not gonna happen, at least be like, hey man, I know we talked about it. I don't think it's gonna work. At least give me the courtesy to be like, hey, all right, bridge burnt. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not burnt, but like not this one. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you.
Because the thing that happens a lot, things that happen a lot with artists will be like, hey, I want to have you on here. I want to do this. And then they'll never touch base with you again. And you're like, are we still doing that or not?
like Facebook Marketplace. Is that still for sale?
That's exactly how it goes.
The music video director goes to the same thing. I go through the same thing.
I need a video for this track.
All right.
And then ghost mode.
Exactly. Hey, send me your price. All right, what do you want? I'm like, God, I can't give you a price right off the bat. Like, I'm not going to give you a $500 video.
If you ask me for something that's worth $3K,
I'm not going to give you a $1,200 video that's only $400. Like, I'm not gonna
I
do
need
that.
to know what you want. Yeah,
yeah. Like I
for
need.
sure.
They'll be talking about I range from this and this. Nothing. I'm like,
100%.
any artist that hit me up, guys, please let me know if it's gonna work or not.
have
Get
the
that shit off
courtesy
my
to be
back,
like-
man. Like, God,
No, for real,
man.
for real.
Like, man.
Be honest.
Yeah, just
Be for real.
honest.
Yeah.
Don't send me the track.
Stand on
Don't send me the
business.
track, man. And ghost me.
Stand on business.
Yeah, don't send me the track and ghost me. That happened a lot, bro. I listened to so many unreleased tracks.
Oh, unreleased tracks is crazy.
I'm like,
Bro,
I could really leak this right now.
I couldn't.
I'll never do that though. I'll never do that.
I couldn't tell you how many features I did do.
That never came
And
out.
I sent them out, and they're like not out. And I'm like, yo, remember that verse I gave you a year ago? Is that ever gonna see the light of day?
Oh, I have that right now. I did a music video like what? I did a music video like what, a year ago? And that was a banger music video.
Yeah.
I remember, I'm like, dude, this is gonna be insane, man. There's like cool GMC trucks in it, big old fire.
You got the pyrotechnics?
It's hard. No, not technically. It's just a bonfire. But
Okay.
the fire is just, you can see it, bro. It is
sure.
hard, man. Like all the, it was
And
probably
it's
one of the
still in the
hardest
vault?
videos I've ever made. No, not only it's still in the vault. I never heard from the guy ever again.
Dang.
I never heard from the
We
guy
coming for
ever
you,
again,
fam.
man.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we gonna find
The video, it's on my portfolio website.
Oh, okay.
You know, like,
So people can see it that
'cause,
way.
Yeah, like
But
I
it was
still,
technically not released.
Yeah, it was never,
That's
but it's
crazy.
still on my because it's not fair it's not fair on both ends.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But if he does ask me to take it down for whatever reasons, then I'll do it. You
Yeah.
know, but it's my video
That's
still.
fair. You made
It's
it.
my video. I made it. It's my visuals.
Yeah, that's only fair.
You know, the only
That's
thing
fair.
that's yours is the song.
Yeah.
But this is my visuals. You know,
Shoot.
so.
Take
But, yeah.
the track out, replay
Facts.
it.
Yeah, but I'll do that, man. But no, it's such a hard video, and I couldn't wait for people to see it. I'm like, you know, let me just put it on my website at
Yeah.
least, you know, because he did give me that permission.
Okay.
You know, we did talk a while back, but I never heard from. I never heard from the guy, so
After that.
I know what you artists feel.
Yeah.
I know what you guys
Yeah,
feel,
we
man.
about
Sometimes I go through the same thing. That's crazy.
I'm gonna remind you, bro. I'm gonna message you in like a month and be like, "So we
So what
doing
we doing?
it now?"
Say less, bro. No, it's like bro. Like bro. I
It's
got
history right here,
I
man.
got you.
DJ Joshua Way, lyrical event
Yes, sir.
collab. Okay,
I think
The whole
they
album,
want it too.
Yeah, I
So.
think they want
Hey.
it too. Ooh.
It's gonna be a house banger, bro. Latin house banger. So
Ooh, Latin house.
yes, that's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah.
I can't turn it down.
Get a little
now.
Spanish drum in like the let's go ahead.
Oh,
Let's go.
Ooh, okay.
I'm about
Okay.
it. I'm about it.
All right, so what you looking forward to, bro? What you looking forward to? What's coming up?
Yeah.
Music wise, show wise, life wise.
Yeah.
What's up?
Life wise, man. So we're in January. So this summer in Adelanto Stadium, we're having a show called SoCal Revival
seen that.
Fest.
I've
So
seen it.
that.
And it's like the Christian hip hop version of Coachella. Like the lineup is crazy. I
Yeah.
think it's like 30 artists that's coming out.
I've seen that.
Yeah, June 29th, I think it is. Miles, Brian Trejo, J Cash, myself, Generation Recovery. I mean, Young C.
Young C.
So many folks on this lineup. And I'm just excited to see what God is going to do.
Mhm.
Because the Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered.
Mm.
Imagine when it's 2 or 300,
3,000.
bro. 2 or 300, 2 3,000, bro. I didn't even think of the thousands.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
When
Where's
the
this
Lord-
at?
hey, don't put a cap on God, bro.
Don't put a cap on
Don't
God.
put a cap on God, bro.
I'm about to Google this right now. What is it called? Adelanto?
Adelanto Stadium is where we're gonna be at, and yeah, man, just excited to see what the Lord's gonna do.
Mhm.
I've done shows where like 350 people get saved
That's an actual
and give their
stadium.
life to Christ. You know what I'm saying? So
That's a whole baseball stadium.
look at this,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying, bro.
We about to be
Don't
up
put a
on
cap
you.
on God, bro.
Don't put a cap on God. bro.
It's a whole baseball stadium. What?
Coming up. We're coming
Hey,
up.
whoever's
I
doing
encourage
Revival
you.
Fest, if you guys need a videographer for the day, yeah, that's
You heard
it.
it? Dearly
Maybe,
beloved.
I'll give
Dearly
you guys a
beloved.
deal. I'll give you guys a deal if you need to. That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, we got to have you out, both of you. It'd be a blessing. And I think it's a free show, so I mean,
Free
invite
show?
everybody that you can. I'm pretty certain it's free. I'll get back to you on that. Actually,
If you need a DJ for your set, I got you, bro.
appreciate it.
If I'm
Appreciate
if I'm in town, because I travel a lot during the summer. But if I'm in town, you need a DJ for your set, I got you.
for sure. Appreciate that.
Y'all heard it here.
Y'all heard it.
here.
Y'all heard it right here.
Yeah.
So show up SoCal Revival Fest this summer, June 29th.
Yeah.
Super excited for that. And then also excited for a surprise.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna share what it is,
Okay.
but just be ready for something crazy. Just be ready for
Event
something
and
crazy.
RG collab or what?
Can't say nothing. Can't say nothing. It's only January. The year just started, but be ready for something crazy.
Hey, for real, RG, man. Like, that would be hard.
Would
Would.
The features you had with 1K Few.
Yeah.
That was hard too,
And
man.
Mikasa.
How did that one happen?
Yeah, so I actually knew 1K's manager.
Oh, Peason?
His
How you
name
say
is Jeremiah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I hit him up. I was like, hey, if I want 1K, like, how much would that cost? He gave me a number, and then he's like, but because it's you, we'll knock off like $900.
$900 off?
Got to take advantage of that.
What's the full
I
price
took it.
then?
Yeah.
Yo, okay.
Took it for sure. I took it, and yeah, and because it's my most popular track,
Yeah.
it went viral. 212,000 views, like 4K likes. The snippet, like the song wasn't even out yet, put the snippet out and people loved it. So, and then it blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we did the Mikasa challenge. So many submissions, a lot of talented folks. We had 7 winners. So the track has 8 rappers on it, and yeah, man, it was a blessing for sure.
Yeah.
The song
in Mikasa Part 2.
Part 2, yo.
Part 2. He made a
Also
part 2.
with 1K Few. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the same verses?
Yeah,
or
same
he did-
verse.
Oh, okay. For
Yeah.
sure. Look at that shit. And didn't you make one with John Keith, right?
Yeah, so no, that one fell through.
Oh,
That one
I could
fell
have
through.
sworn you had one on your Spotify already. Probably thinking of something else. But either
Probably,
way.
probably, yeah.
Because I did throw him out. He said you like to work with John Keith. I'm like, didn't you already do
No, not
But
yet.
nah, man, for sure, man.
Yeah,
You're only
yeah.
in January, man. What's
Yeah.
a goal that you have, man?
Well, for sure, I think as like a business,
Okay.
you want to, see the numbers go up. So
Yeah, of course.
the goal by the end of the year is to double the follower count on the socials. Like if you add up TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, that number, that's what I want to double, like the grand total number.
Sure.
So whether that if I can double that number just on IG, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the YouTube doesn't move up or TikTok doesn't move up, but the number still doubles, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like that's the goal there. Definitely want to continue to collab with some of my favorite artists out there, and then certainly the go outside of music with because I'm also a youth minister at my church. I'm one of the co-youth pastors to grow the youth group as well. So
Nice.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, man.
Dope. Well, before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I always give our guests the opportunity to look in the camera. We're not here. And talk to the listener or the viewer of a word of inspiration. Whatever's on your heart, whatever's on your mind that you want to share with them, you just let it rip, bro.
Okay. Look right into the camera. All right, listener. If you made it to this part of the video, I think something stood out to you. And I'm assuming it's the story that was shared. And I want you to know that if you're waiting on somebody to come and tell you that you're supposed to be here, I'll be that voice for you. The Lord is telling me to tell you, you got purpose. You have something still to fight for. You still have something to give. You still have something to offer. And even if you don't feel like it, even if you might feel like you're not in the right headspace or the heart space to go and do what you're supposed to do, that's okay. You'll get there. But don't give up. Don't give up, because there is so much ahead of you that you'll be able to look back and say, you know what? I'm glad that I didn't end it, because you'll be able to see what you have in front of you and be grateful for it. So I encourage you to keep going, keep fighting, pursue, push forward, and persevere, because your resilience will be rewarded. Jesus is not just going to leave you in the dumps. It doesn't matter how difficult life is, because we all know it gets difficult. What's more important is the reward at the end of the tunnel for everybody who finishes their race. And so much love to you guys. And if you guys ever have any questions, you want to talk to me, or you just need some support or encouragement, please DM me or shoot me an email, whatever is easiest for you, and I will be making myself available to be of service to you. Much love and God bless. Lyrical Levite.
Hey.
Oh man, where can they find you, brother?
Appreciate you.
They can find me on Instagram is where I'm most active at Real Levites, RealLevite, right here. And then if you want to check out the music, I'm on all streaming platforms under the name Lyrical Levite, LYRICAL_LEVITE. Don't forget the underscore.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, guys,
Appreciate
man.
you,
That was
brother.
a great one.
Appreciate you, my G.
You know, we're gonna see this collab pretty soon, man. Hey, when you gonna have IROC film this video for you, bro? Nah, I'm not gonna put that picture. Man. We'll talk after this. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. See you.